What's up, guys? After a long international break, we are back with the Premier League and we are going to be covering the Arsenal versus Fulham game. We obviously know the position that Arsenal currently find themselves in, second in the Premier League, 9 points behind Liverpool, who are pretty much on course to win in the league. Unless a miracle happens, Arsenal need to win pretty much every game of the nine remaining, if I'm not mistaken, and they got off to a good start with a win against Fulham. We'll go into all of the details and a bit of a match breakdown as well. Firstly, we'll kick off with the starting lineup. Arsenal's starting lineup would have been boosted from the return of Martinelli. Obviously, he was coming back as Arsenal were coming into the international break, and so he got a bit of game time before then. Now starting, looking strong. Nwaneri on the other wing, Moreno up top, which has been his position with the team, and also seeing Bukayo Saka back would have been a massive boost to the boys. Outside of that, same as you would probably predict, Lewis Skelly at left back, Timber at right back. We have seen kind of Fury at left back, but given the international break injury that he suffered as well, again, no major surprise from an Arsenal point of view. For Fulham, bitterly disappointing to go out in the FA Cup, and I kind of suspected that they wouldn't be firing on all cylinders. That was the case. Jimenez up top, Smith Rowe and Chiori supporting with Berg and Lucic in the midfield, and a back five that we know all too well. So no surprises from either team. And from an Arsenal perspective, the goal was to win the game. Fulham have been a difficult piece of opposition in the past. If we look at the previous results, Arsenal have dropped points on numerous occasions. The draw away from home, the loss away from home, the draw at home. I was actually at this game when Arsenal drew 2-2. So, yeah, some less than positive results against Fulham in recent history. So it was important that Arsenal came back. Pressure has been slightly lessened given the league position. As mentioned, Arsenal are a bit adrift off the likes of Liverpool, and so not much is expected in that sense. Fulham, their position in the table, we'll just take a look. They currently sit eighth. They will be targeting a European position if they are able to get one. Won't be able to get it through the cup competitions, but hopefully we'll try and get it through the league. And their league position has indicated how well they've played throughout the season. They could be adrift, but they're ahead of teams such as Aston Villa at the moment. Obviously, have played a game more, but the likes of Man United clearing away have had a better season than them, and for that you've got to give your hats off to them. But coming into this game, Arsenal were efficient, threatening in parts, but not completely overwhelming and dominating. The first goal was a relief for Arsenal, getting that late into a half and dominating to the level that Arsenal did dominate to. And as you're progressing through the first half and not getting a goal or an opener, especially for Arsenal, you start to wonder, are you ever going to break down your opposition, given how much of the ball that they had, given how much momentum that they actually had. We'll look at the stats in a lot more detail, but finally we got the goal from Moreno. No surprise, him being on the end of it. As of recently, he has been our striker and gotten on the end of a lot of chances that we have been able to create. And hats off to him, honestly. Brilliant cameo in the striker position. Has his moments when he's in and out of games, but is delivering goals at a decent rate for someone who's not even a striker. Found himself in a really good position. And you've got to, again, give your hats off to him for what he was able to do. Difficult chance, a lot more difficult than some of the other chances he's had to finish. But again, hats off to him for his cameo, and he's done really, really well since coming into the striker position. Better than he has in the centre mid position. Obviously, he hasn't had the same level of game time, but you think about it, 13 starts, 22 games, 6 goals, 1 assist. Majority of those goals have come since he moved into that striker position. I think, 4 in the striking position, 2 from centre mid as well. And then going forward into the game again, Arsenal were in pretty much complete control. A couple things I want to call out from the game generally. Miles Lewis-Skelly didn't have his greatest game. The loss and injury to Gabriel was a bitter one. We hope that he's not out for the Real Madrid game. If he is, Arsenal are in trouble because we don't have the depth required to deal with an injury like that. Saliba and Gabriel are, the spine of Arsenal, and we need them in place and intact if we have any chance of going away to the Bernabeu and even at home winning. Kiwior did come in, was less than desirable, and again, I like Kiwior as a defender. I just think he misses some of the attributes which make him an elite player. He doesn't have that physical profile, and that affects him when he's trying to make some of these technical decisions, because when you're going up against really strong and really fast players, you can't be off by any, measure, especially when you don't have the same physical profile. And so Arsenal will definitely miss him. Timber went off injured later in the game as well. And we did see the return of Bukayo Saka, welcome return for him coming on in the second half. And he was actually able to get on the end of a brilliant ball from Martinelli. Brilliant work from Martinelli. And he had a really, really good game before we get into Saka. Was really impressed by him, has he found was really impressed by him. Has he found his feet now? 1 assist, 3 shots, five chances created as well. Yeah, just all round what we want to see from him. 23 years of old. Have to remember that he's still young. He busted onto Arsenal scene at the age of around 19. So a lot has to be, taken into consideration when we discuss Martinelli. But yeah, really good performance by him. Partey had his moments as well when he went into right back. Again, it reminded me of why we don't want to see that. Odegaard was passable when he showed his quality with his assist as well. But Bukayo Saka, an easy chance, as easy as they will come for him, right in front of goal. Brilliant work by Marcelli, as mentioned. He is back. He's back on the score sheet, and it is a welcome prize to have him back. I know April, March was what we predicted, but after a serious injury, after surgery, having him back seems a little bit of a surprise. And you're kind of questioning, like, should he be back this soon? I think yes, the timeline does marry up to what we first initially heard, and it's good to have him back. Honestly, it's very, very good to have him back. And if it is next season that his most important football will be played, then so be it. At least we've seen him ramp up and come to his best form, or work towards his best form in the lead up to next season. Fulham did get a return and a goal of their own in Muniz. Again, I want to talk about Lewis Skelly, completely out of position. I don't know if the manager was asking him to get that high up in. I don't know if the manager was asking him to get that high up in the pitch, but it was not working for me at all. He was left multiple he left so much space, and he left himself too much to do in terms of recovering that space. And that's what led to Muniz getting on that goal and giving Arsenal a little bit of a nervy ending where there should have really been no nerves. So that's something that Arsenal need to look at, especially with Kivior. If he's going to be playing any more games, then they need to work on protecting that left side to a higher level than they have currently. 5 things I want you guys to take away. Main thing, the return of Bukayo Saka, absolutely massive for Arsenal. Mikel Merino continuously firing. Can he be a long-term option in the striker position? Even with all the rumours for a striker, can he be someone who could be, a makeshift first striker or come in for those lower or lesser games where we need someone of a more physical profile? That's something that Arsenal needs to take into consideration. I don't want to see Partey at right back. That's another one. Martinelli, we want to see more of that for sure. And finally, Lewis Skelly, you need to master that left back position to a higher level defensively to make sure that you're not caught out of position. You're not in situations where we're conceding goals because of your positioning. And I do believe your future is at centre mid, but while you're playing that position, you need to be solid. So that's definitely something for Arsenal to take into consideration. That's something for you guys to take away. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you soon. Peace.